Hello everyone. In this video I am going to be showing how to use the chunk loader. It's a really cool tool, really fast tool that will help us generate chunks that will be way faster than we could ever do it ourselves. So yes, let's get started. You're going to need your world. This world is specifically for world's largest end city. We wanted to put a custom build above a stronghold. So there's a stronghold below me. I ended up using the locate structure stronghold command to do that, but that's completely unrelated to the chunk loading. That was just the purpose of this world, why I chose right here to do the loading. How I found this chunk, how I found this location, this was pretty helpful. I just went to this chunkbase.com. There's other apps. So this is where we are located in the world, and how the chunk loader loads. If I were to spawn it up here, it will load all the chunks in like this area. What I am going to do is I'm going to go around up here and I'm going to teleport there and spawn a structure block there. So I'll just do that right now. There's multiple ways you could do this, but I'm just going to write down the coordinates of roughly where I want to go. Type it in here. All right, so now I'm at the coordinates. This would probably be a good spot for the overworld, but I don't know what the stronghold is going to look like underneath. So in this particular case, I am most likely going to have to do it twice, but just for the tutorial's sake, I am going to spawn a structure block right here. So I did that using the set block command in the coordinates that I put. So what we're going to do is we are going to go into the structure block, and if you use structure blocks before, you'll need to do the offset, which will move the structure block outside of the box, because if you load something up in it, structure block will be gone. But what we are going to do is get load. Now, you're probably asking, where's the chunk loader? Well, you should have probably downloaded it by now, gotten it from someone, so ask either me or John Mark or whoever has it. You need to go to import, and for me it's just in my downloads folder because that's what I normally work out of. So you just press that, import, and then as you can see, structure is imported, and then we're going to go load, and it's perfect. Looking at this, we set the how many chunks we want, Z and X, and this is chunks, not blocks. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do 30 by 30 just to be safe. And I already know just from using this that it's not going to work out the way that I want. I'm just saying that because this is a tutorial after all, and you're most likely going to run into this the first several times you use this chunk loader. My chunks set 30 by 30. I'm gonna start, and this has got a cool little percentage counter that John Mark put in here, and it's amazing. So I'm just going to wait for that to be done. All right, so it is completed, 100% completed, donezo. Now, what do we do? Well, let's check it. So what I'll typically do is I'll just export it. Go to downloads because I work out of my downloads. You can put that anywhere you want, but we're going to go back to the Google or whatever browser you use, and I'm going to search chunker.app because this is just what I like to use for this. And there's a reason for that, because if it ends up being right, then I'm in the right spot already, so I can just convert it, because that's what needs to happen after this typically is we will put it on the build server. So Java edition, I'm just going to put that. This is the most current version of our build server at the moment, at the time of recording. So world preview, this is just normal world spawn. This will end up changing if we set the player's world spawn. So the stronghold coordinates took me to roughly somewhere around here. So this is awfully close. What would maybe be the underground part of the stronghold. So when we put this on the build server, we don't want it to cut this close. And it's okay, like we will not need this, and that's fine. We can always prune it when we're converting it back to bedrock later. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move up this way a little bit more, probably around here. I'm just going to eyeball it because it's like in the actual game. So I'm going to do is just go back into the game. So we're back into the game. And now what I'm going to do is I know that this wasn't quite the right spot for me for what I want. So I'm going to control block pick this. And this saves the structure data. Don't forget to remove this because we don't need this in the game anymore. So I just removed that by filling that whole area into air. But I'm going to go off of what that corner was roughly. It doesn't need to be perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the structure block. That being that I'm over land, you wouldn't be able to do this if you had water underneath you. I'm just going to place this structure block actually right here. So what this is going to allow me to do is just go in here, load it up real quick. I got it back again. And it doesn't matter how you place what you're facing, which way you're facing with the structure block. It will just place it in the same spot and it'll go to the same direction every single time. I think this is going to be enough for the stronghold. If I'm wrong, then I'm going to end up redoing it. Now that I'm looking at it, the maps are always deceiving. In-game is always better to get the actual distance down. I'm going to go this way a little bit more. Right here, do the same thing, load, structure block loaded. And then it does not save what you put in there, it only saves how the mixed structure was loaded from the beginning. So I'm going to go 30 by 30 again in this set Z and set Y command blocks here. And then I'm going to press start, and then I am going to wait for it to go and finish again. Alright, so it's finished again. Save and quit. Export again. Export world. Put it in downloads folder. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to load up another thing of chunker. Start upload. This was the first one that we did, and as you can see, there's not much generated chunks above there. And again, I'm just going to go Java 1.20 and bam. That's a lot more room, and I'm not worrying about the borders right now as much as long as they are far away from the central area of the build. I'm just going to convert it to Java because now it will go on the build server, and that is how you generate chunks. That saved me probably an hour and a half, 2 hours of just flying around generating chunks the traditional way or the way that we used to do it. Now that we have that, we are good to go. Chunks are generated. It's ready to go on the build server. Thanks for watching. I hope that helped. Any questions, you can always ask. Until next time, take care.